cannot hear you. Definitely say testing, testing.
Testing, testing.
You're clipping the microphone.
You are so close to your microphone. I'm a bit away. I'm usually over it, but now I'm like straight at it. So my audio is a bit more clear.
Wow.
Wow, Curry's a bit snappy today, huh?
Curry, a little bit snappy today. You need like a show bill, I think. Okay.
Curry just needs to calm down. He's all thinking about 17-year-olds and shit.
Curry-chan. I really want to make this like. I want to make this file for Audacity like 300,000 hertz. So the file's like 17 gigs.
Oh shit. The fucking podcast will be out in like 3 weeks later?
Yeah.
So I'm not done
Stupid
downloading the audio.
Stupid FLAC files.
All right. If we're all recording, Curry, why don't you count us down?
3, 2, 1. Yay.
I can't. I couldn't tell.
We're good. We're good. We're so good. Yep.
All right. Okay.
So much.
All right. So I guess this is the beginning of the podcast.
Good job.
Yay! What an exciting beginning this is. Hello, beautiful people of the internet. I'm SD2 Production, and welcome to Let's Talk, the podcast that won't stop, your one-stop shop for video game and pop culture news. And here with me, of course, are my two lovely besties, TinyBatMan, aka Nick, and of course, Curry, or the king of all weirdos, Curry-san Curry.
Hello.
And he's been dead for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've been dead for 2
Thank you for segueing us into that. So the podcast has not gone on last week, and the reason for that is because I'll just say mainly it's been me and Curry have had some internet issues. Some other stuff has come into play. It was this whole ordeal, but now we're finally doing it. Now we can put it out there. We're back in the groove. But what this means is this podcast has about 2 weeks of news packed into it, so we got to go through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Captain Falcon.
Curry's been snorting coke while we haven't been watching him.
Oh yeah.
It'll be the downfall of Curry.
Exactly. If Curry's gonna get loopy halfway through this, and his face is gonna go numb on one side.
Yeah.
No.
Well, at least hopefully he doesn't turn the mute button on or something like that.
Oh my god.
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It was a bitch to edit. You don't edit this, Curry. I do.
I feel 60% sorry for you.
Fuck you, Curry.
Hey, at least he was a little bit sorry.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't care anymore.
It's the thought that counts. You're kind of...
But yeah, of course, 2 weeks. So I guess let's get into our own weeks, huh? And let's start with Curry, since he probably has a lot more to say than any of us.
Well, before I do that, I have to take off my pants. Yep, taking off my pants.
You're weird. You're one of those people.
What the
doing
fuck
it.
is
One of
happening?
those exhibitionists.
I'm taking off
Curry's
my...
dick has to be out for him to explain his
I
week. This is
am-
kind of weird.
I have taken off my pants. And
Did you
now,
move
okay.
the mic
Exposition.
closer to your penis?
Bro.
Is your penis gonna tell us about your week? What the hell is happening right now? I don't know.
Okay, so this is his penis talking. Okay. My weeks, really? Well, apparently, Time Warner says, "Fuck you, Texas," to Texans, because the
Stupid
internet was kind of shitty for the past few weeks, and yeah, SD has experienced that as well.
Yeah.
And
I felt
yeah, you felt that. You really felt that.
Felt the cold
And-
steel of getting cold steel rod of Time Warner getting shoved up my ass.
For real, man. Like, dude, what is up with him? But yes,
I don't know.
I've also been kind of sick lately, and I'm taking medication that makes me very, very, very sleepy.
The sugar pills, don't tell him.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
He just thinks he's drunk.
It's fantastic.
I have been watching. Well, I finished watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and it was badass.
Bang you every night.
And it was in HD, and it was the shit.
Ooh.
Hopefully you guys freaking, you know, said like go back to episode 2 in the last episode, because, you know, if not,
We might have been way too tired.
I don't remember.
I think it's last last episode? The one with Duchess, right?
Yeah.
the
Guest
one
episode.
where
That was our last episode, wasn't it? No. See, what happened was we started getting into that episode was very strange because I was in a weird place, because I edit these things and I put them up, and I'm always worried about how we're going to go about this. And I think at that point that episode kind of proved that we really don't give a fuck what we say.
Yep.
and
like
I feel
that
like we
episode-
really shouldn't from now on.
Hashtag no filter.
Like basically I've been trying to keep a clean mouth for a little bit. Like sometimes I say fuck, but shit, we really went all out in that last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went on for an hour about religion for whatever reason. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Things happened. It was, yeah.
We just threw
Basically,
the rule book
it was
out
one
the
of the
window.
funniest. Yeah, it was one of the funniest and interesting episodes ever. So no, we couldn't talk about the episode 2, but you know,
Darn
that
it,
gag
man.
is pretty.
Also, Curry died in that episode, too.
Curry
I
died.
really
slowly,
died
painfully.
in that episode. I tried to come back to life, but it didn't work because hashtag Time Warner.
Yeah.
Didn't have any Phoenix Downs, man.
Wow.
GDI.
Yeah. Did you do anything else, Curry?
Did I do anything else? I did.
Sounds so interesting.
I can tell you what he didn't do is watch the fucking trailers.
Oh yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not do that. I really
That's something
did
else that we
not.
need. All right, you know what? He brought this up. Nick brought this up, but the fact of the matter is, Curry watches the trailers an hour before the podcast starts. We scheduled the podcast for like, let's say,
We
like,
scheduled it for 7.
yeah, and now it's 9. It's about 9. It took
To
him
watch
like,
about 6 or 7 trailers.
yeah.
Hey, I'll
And
be
you know what's
I'll be
funny?
fresh. I'll be fresh.
Whatever. Fuck you, Curry. We argued for 10 minutes about fucking New York City and your problem with it. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, if that's your week, Curry, can we move on to TB? TB, how was your weeks?
Well, it was hectic. A lot of late nights just watching YouTube, doing school. You know, the normal thing.
The everyday.
Every
TVs.
day. But I have a week and a half left of school.
Yeah.
So
You're in finishing mode. You just gotta get
yeah,
shit done.
I'm just powering through, hoping to do good and get the good money, you know.
Get
So,
the
get
good
the good
Monday.
Mondays.
get the good money.
God damn, you have to make fun of me all the time.
Like a somebody. But yeah. I didn't really have enough time to like watch movies or like do it's just like TV show or like, here, can you watch this with me? I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. And then lack of sleep. I think 3 days ago I took a nap and woke up at 10 p.m. and then went to school. I did not fall back asleep. I went to school at 7 in the morning.
Wow.
Jesus.
And then did a 7-hour or 8-hour school day. Came home at about 5 p.m. and then just passed the fuck out.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Sounds about
It was
right.
not a fun day.
You are putting
when you
your
have to
body
learn-
through some shit.
Yeah, when you have to learn scripting in Linux and like half be asleep, it's not a fun time.
I would not imagine so.
Yeah, but that was my week. What about you, SD?
Oh, SD,
My
before
week
you
was
start,
shitty.
Before you start,
What?
dude, I
Oh,
have to
okay.
say, my microphone is on my crotch right now.
I fucking knew it.
I think the medication is starting to take effect.
Curry, no one wants to hear the sound of your penis. I don't know where you got the idea that this podcast was an outlet for your dick, but this isn't the point of the podcast.
If you hear any like scraping noises,
We're
it's
just-
definitely just his dick.
If we hear like a tiny voice in the distance, that's also Curry's dick.
Well, the Skype call picture is that of
Oh yeah. So we'll get to that when we get to this to the segment, the news that is a part of that. But
yeah.
We should also
there's some funny
screenshot
shit
it.
that's about to come up. Don't. Yeah. So my week's been pretty interesting. By that I mean not interesting at all. The usual for me as well. I've basically just been in school mode as well, just late night studying, doing reports here and there, a lot of stupid shit. Trying to get that grade, you know, I'm trying to pass as much as I can. Besides that, I've been touching up on, of course, Monster Hunter, my fucking curse. I've also been playing a little bit of Super Smash Brothers. I've gone back to, you know, practice a bit, get back into the groove. Plus, it's a pick up and play kind of game, so I just feel good playing it. And usually I play Link, because I've just gotten used to playing Link. But now I'm practicing with Little Mac, and he's very difficult to master. He's super strong, and his attack, and he's super fast, but his recovery is horrible.
He has no air game.
He has no air game.
I think that's the best way to put it.
He's the
That's
worst
exactly.
basketball player I've ever met.
Yeah, no Space Jam for him.
No
Nah,
Space Jam.
nah.
Bugs Bunny just fuck that, Doc. Is gone. And in the with movies and TV shows, I haven't really watched that many movies lately. I've kind of been very busy. But TV shows, haha. As we're recording this, last Friday, fucking Daredevil showed up on Netflix.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
And I finished it. I finished Daredevil.
How was it?
It was really good. It was unexpectedly unexpectedly. I'm a fucking idiot. It was unexpectedly shit. I did it again. It was an interesting.
Unexpectedly.
It was unexpected. Fuck! I can't talk.
Did
My
a
voice is horrible.
freaking
Okay,
frog hat
so,
right now.
Daredevil was fantastic. I'll say that. It was something I did not expect at all. It was perfectly well put together. It fits into the cinematic universe pretty well. It's just an R-rated Marvel movie, Marvel TV series. It's all I want in like a good dark Marvel story. It's perfectly well put together. All the actors are fantastic, and a lot of the visuals in that show are just phenomenal. There's a definite scene which I think a lot of people have already seen, but there's a scene where Daredevil just beats the shit out of a bunch of guys in a hallway. All of that, and it's like a 15 to 20 minute long scene, and it was all shot. It was all in one shot.
Oh my gosh.
The
wow.
entire fight scene, everything was in one shot. It was beautiful. It was a fantastic, like visual, like amazing, well put together thing, and that's just the sort of things that you'll see in the show. So I guess I'm gonna recommend this before we even get to the recommends, but I definitely recommend this.
He applauds
10 out
it.
of 10, no Ben Affleck.
Yeah, always. There's no Ben Affleck to fuck us over this time.
Yeah.
So
but-
you were talking about the suit last time. Like, what's with that, by the way?
Throughout the entirety of the series, we kind of it's an origin story. It's kind of Daredevil's start throughout, and I'm sure many of you have seen screenshots of Daredevil wearing this sort of Zorro mask looking suit that he wears. Throughout the series, he will be wearing this, and towards the end, he will be getting his beautiful suit. I like the new suit. I like it. It's very cool, and they actually have a very interesting and very fun way of him getting the suit. and it's a very cool way. Because usually, with these kinds of movies, you're always wondering where the fuck do they get this shit, like.
Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man sewed this all together. He's apparently the best sewer in the world. Daredevil just found this on the street. No, but this gives an interesting thing for almost everything that makes Daredevil. So it's a very interesting show, and it explains the Daredevil character and Hell's Kitchen, which is basically where Daredevil is and where a lot of the other Marvel Netflix series are going to be taking place in. So I'm very excited for all of those. And yeah, that was my week. It was just Daredevil, Monster Hunter, and school.
Sweet.
Sounds like you're living the dream.
That dream right now.
You mean the nightmare?
I have both hands pointing at you.
Good. That works for audio so well. So with our weeks done, let's get into the news, guys. We got a lot of shit to go through.
Oh yeah.
So let's start it off with some movie news, and we're going to start off with the trailers. And the first trailer is about the newest thriller / horror movie that's going to be coming out, starring Jason Bateman. It's called The Gift.
Jason Master Bateman. I mean, what?
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, big summary about this movie, or what the trailer has been showing us, is that there's a therapist, and he just moved in with his wife, and they've been receiving gifts from somebody who apparently the husband, Jason Bateman, knowed from his past. Some shit goes down, some horrible stuff, and there's some back and forth mystery on who this guy is, and whether or not Jason Bateman is hiding some big secret. It seems interesting. I don't know. Honestly, this trailer was really cool looking, but now I don't know. It's a thriller. I mean, what else can we say about it?
It was a very,
I mean,
like, with trailer-wise, it was a very clever put-together trailer. It was just all the sound effects and cuts they used in the trailer.
I say this every week when we do the trailers. It revealed way too much to do with the story.
That is true.
I agree with that.
Like, way too much. Like, we go through, like, the meeting of them and, like, the constant him coming over.
We even get even get to the conflict where they talk to each other.
Where
and
it's just like, we can't do this anymore and stuff. Like, that'll probably happen, like, 45 to 60 minutes into the movie. Like,
yeah, it's probably, and that's like a main point.
And then, like, the other half of the trailer is just him going ape shit and, like, doing a bunch of crazy shit. And it's not like it's a big mystery of who's doing all this. It's like, no, it's fucking him.
It's thrown out. Yeah, you're right there.
It's that guy.
We've watched
and, like,
the movie,
he leaves
man.
the DVD, like, play me, and it's like, well, it's obviously his wife, like, or some other video of their past or some shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just literally showed me the movie in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Or less.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than Arrested Development on Netflix. Well, the new season. That joke went over a lot of people's heads.
Now sponsored by Netflix. But,
thanks, Nat.
But yeah, it just revealed way too much. Like, I love the act. I love Jason Bateman.
He's a funny guy.
Joel Edgerton, the bad guy. He's not in a lot of movies. At least not a lot of, like, AAA titles.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still a pretty good actor. He looks like a young Dennis Quaid.
I totally see that.
Yeah.
You just pointed out something that's been on my mind for a very long time. Actually.
Yeah.
I was always like wondering wait, this guy reminds me of somebody. Like, I don't know if it is that guy or.
He looks like Dennis Quaid if he didn't take meth and didn't commit a felony with his wife and move to Canada.
If he looked like Quaid if Quaid wasn't himself.
Yeah. Not Dennis Quaid. What's the other guy?
I don't know why, but I want to say Ron Howard, but that's a director. I'm thinking of Arrested Development again. I'm fucking going crazy here. Yeah, I totally agree with you though. The trailer was very revealing, and it pretty much just pointed out a lot of the big pop points. I mean, the fact that they talk about, like, Jason Bateman's like, oh, it's in the past, which, you know, pretty much points out the fact that whatever is going on has something to do with Jason Bateman, could have been hidden. And it could have been interesting to see, like, this story go on from there. Like, some weird guy is talking to us, and then we slowly learn from watching the movie all the cool shit. Like, organically. But now I know what the fuck I'm going to be looking for while I'm watching the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, that was in the trailer. Fuck.
Yeah. I'll be like, okay, from the moment I sit down and watch it, fucking, and the credit in the opening credits start going up, I'm gonna be like, all right, what the fuck did Jason Bateman do? I'm just gonna like think about this throughout the entire film instead of being invested with the story in itself. I'll be like, I already know what the fuck's going on, so all I need to do is just figure out what Jason Bateman's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the gift that keeps on giving.
Yep, totally.
That was a cheesy line.
Yeah, we're full of cheese today, aren't we?
Yeah, but not as much cheese as the Fantastic Four reboot trailer. But that's called a segue, guys. Horribly executed, though. Yeah, the next trailer is the Fantastic Four reboot trailer. This is the second trailer, I believe. I don't know if this is the... I know that this is the Japanese trailer, which revealed a little more. It revealed a bit of the Thing, and it also showed Johnny... shit, what's his name? The Human Torch and Invisible Woman flying, which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think we've talked about the Fantastic Four reboot at all on the podcast. What do you guys think of the reboot as it is? Like, what... You've seen the trailer, what do you think of it?
A lot less stupid. Well, what happened with the original Fantastic Four? It was okay, but with the new Marvel movies coming out, it's not a lot of comic relief.
No.
Like, it's more just like,
It's serious as
holy fuck, the world is coming to an end. Who's gonna save us? Captain America. But it's gotten a lot less about the humor and more about like just the action and the suspense.
Mm-hmm.
And the old Fantastic Four had that, but it was more like soft-hearted, and you know, their only villain was a douchebag covered in metal.
Yeah.
And like
It had...
they didn't really cover Doctor Doom that well anyways.
I think it just had a PG rating anyway, didn't it, the original?
Yeah, they couldn't really explore... Well, I think it had like a PG-13 or some shit like that, but they couldn't really explore the full depth of what was going on. And like, oh shit, they went into space and they got powers, no repercussions. Why don't you send other people into space and get powers? What?
That's the next Marvel movie. No. Yeah, I see the problem with the old Fantastic Four that Fox made was because it was like, nobody knew how the fuck to make a comic book movie decent, and when they looked, I think that somebody in the writing room just looked at the cover of a comic and went like, this is funny as hell. We're gonna make this real. Okay, well then let's just make it really funny and just like cast really stupid people to be these characters. We got Jessica Alba. Oh shit, we got a movie. So yeah, like that's honestly how I think it went, and that's why in the old Fantastic Four movies, like they're halfway decent because I guess the writers more or less felt that, and this is a good point, that the Fantastic Four is more or less is a team, but in a sense it kind of focuses on each character and it really follows their story individually. And I feel like that might come out in this reboot, but I'm not too sure. And my only problem is that, for whatever reason, the action seems to be the bigger play set in this reboot. And I don't like the fact that Dr. Doom is the only one that's talking in this fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Like, the only time anyone else talks is Mr. Fantastic, which I have to admit, I don't really like the idea of the Fantastic Four being these teenagers. Or however old they are.
They're pretty young. The one chick, Susan Storm.
Yeah.
She's actually not young at all. Like, the other guys are all teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, they're probably... The actors are probably about 24 or something like that.
Probably.
But if you don't recognize the chick, she's from Shooter, like the Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah.
She was the main heroine. She's probably like 35.
No,
Like,
I knew that she was pretty, that she's been an experienced actor, and she's very, very older than all of these other guys. I know that all of these other guys are also in, like, the reason I say this is because a lot of these guys that are in this trailer, I know of them because they were in various movies before where they play teenagers.
yeah. Well, the one guy, Elastic Man, forget his fucking name.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic. He was in Footloose. That's the only movie I know him from, is the Footloose reboot.
Yeah.
The one guy who's gonna play the Thing, I've never seen him before.
No, he's a new actor.
He's a new one, but he doesn't need to show his face anyways. It's fucking Rock. But
I know.
But with Johnny Blaze, he was in another movie I liked, which is, I forget the name. It's off the top of my head. It's a really good movie, but it's where like 3 kids get like psychic powers.
Oh, fuck. I know what you're talking about.
It's
it was the one that the Green Goblin was in.
What?
From the new Spider-Man. Or I mean, the Green Goblin. Like Spider-Man 2.
The same guy. Yeah, he played the Green Goblin. Yeah.
What the fuck is the movie? I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it.
I'll look it up, but I'll bring it up. By the way, I wasn't thinking of Dennis Quaid before. It was Randy Quaid.
Oh, Mr. Randy Quaid.
Yeah, the guy that got arrested and sent to Canada.
You're going to the place where no man's ever speak of.
Canada. But yeah, I'll look that up. But yeah, he's a really good actor. Like, he did a really well done job in that movie. Go check out that movie once I figure out what the name is, but I have a lot of promise for him in this movie.
All I know is that the name of that movie is like something Able or something like that.
Well,
it's like
I don't
one
even
word.
know because you sent the Asian trailer. Piece of crap.
And
Suck it.
0.0005% offended.
But while TB is looking up that shit, let's talk about some other shit. Hey, Curry, do you like Machete?
Oh man, I love Machete.
Did you like Machete Kills?
Machete. Oh yes, I love Machete Kills.
Would you like to see Machete in a space movie?
Ooh.
I'm gonna,
yes.
Okay, I'll take that as yeah. All right. Well, that's a possibility at the moment. Machete is being written for its 3rd film, and it seems that they're going towards space. I don't know what the fuck to think about this. I know that Machete is a very strange and out of place movie. I know the first one was a little serious, but was also very weird. And I know that the second one, where they were just like, fuck it, let's make this as weird as we can. This is all grindhouse kind of horror, and it's very interesting. So the transition from 1 to 2, was pretty seamlessly because it was like somewhat of the same kind of story or like, idea. But holy shit, we're going to space.
This is way this is way different, and I love Machete because like the violence is just so beautiful. I'm sorry.
You scare me.
That was fucking creepy.
Okay. Obviously Curry has seen Machete. But to get an opinion of someone who has never seen a Machete movie, what the fuck? Like, it looks really low budget, but with a high budget, but with a low budget.
That's
Yeah.
what makes it beautiful.
That, like, Machete is kind of like a grindhouse action film. It's like what it's supposed to, like, imitate old style action movies of the past.
Yeah, well, I got that. Like, how old is he? Like 65?
But Danny, what's his fucking name, Curry? I know you know it.
Danny
by heart.
Trejo.
Danny Trejo. Was Danny Trejo in fucking Aliens? Or Aliens 3?
Maybe, I don't know.
Fucking, I know that he was in another space movie.
Spy
makes
Kids?
That speaks a lot
Space.
right now.
I don't know.
Danny Trejo's
Well,
fucking
The
weird.
one good thing about it was that Alexa Vega's in this movie with little to no clothes.
Dude, everyone in this
And-
fucking movie is like
I mean,
little to no
Alexa
clothes.
Vega, man, she's kind of,
She's your thing?
well, I don't know.
Call it right now. Call it.
I mean, I saw her in
Call it.
Spy Kids.
Oh. Oh, wait. I just remembered who you're talking. Fuck. Carmen?
Yeah.
I actually liked Carmen a lot. Wait,
Well,
what's
I mean-
what's your favorite? Oh, I don't think you know this. I don't. Curry, have you ever seen Spy Kids?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know that Machete is canon with Spy Kids.
Hmm?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Machete, like the Danny Trejo's character in Machete is the same character he played in Spy Kids.
I'll be damned.
So
And
they're in
Alexa
the same
Vega is
universe.
Carmen from, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, from Spy Kids.
That's
She filled out nicely.
that is
Oh, yeah, she did.
amazing.
We're gonna get like 15 feminists in our podcast, and they're just gonna be like,
Why do you?
check your privileges.
It's like I'll talk about dong. I'll talk about dong feminists. You want me to talk about dong? Equal rights, right? I
how about
think
next episode we talk about dong?
we'll talk about dong all episode. Yeah, you know, I'll give a full episode for dong.
That's funny.
For dong.
Dong episode.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do. I mean, I honestly don't care. I mean, Machete's been like a series that I don't care as much to. It's just something to watch. to
It
be
is.
honest.
Yeah, it is really just something.
It's something
to
you watch as it comes out. It's not something you're like.
You're excited about.
It's
or,
not
like,
really
overjoyed.
die hard something, right?
Yeah.
It's just you're extremely bored and you want to see.
It's almost to the
crack.
point of like, why do they keep making these movies?
They make it for people like Curry.
Yes.
Milk
Yes.
it just like Call of Duty, but you know.
That's true. I mean, the first Machete was like an interesting one because it was like something we haven't seen in a long time. It starred an actor that, you know, we see in a lot of stuff, but we never seen do any of the things here. The second one was kind of just like, fuck it, let's make a second one. This one just seems like they're kind of, you're right, like they're milking it. But, you know, again, I don't mind it. I don't mind something crazy being in theaters just for the sake of being in theaters. So, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing Lady Gaga and some revealing shit. I think she's hot. I think Lady Gaga's hot.
Remember when everyone thought she was a boy?
That was the stupidest thing ever. I remember
That's funny
that.
as shit.
Yeah,
That
I
was funny
remember
as
that. I was like, well, what?
Lady Gaga's
Exactly
packing
what
some
it was like
sausage and eggs in there.
Huh?
Hey man.
And then she got naked in front of everybody in concert, and she's like, "What, bitches? What?" But enough about my future wife. Let's move on. She's getting married, so I don't know why I'm saying that.
To herself. What?
Oh, well, dang. Plot
But
twist.
yeah, I'm looking. Speaking of plot twists and breaking the fourth wall here, let's talk about Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Everybody loves Deadpool. I love Deadpool. TB, do you love Deadpool?
I quite love Deadpool.
Eden quite loves Deadpool. Curry, do you know who Deadpool is?
I like PG-13 Deadpool.
What?
No, you don't. Get
No,
out
you
of this
fucking don't,
now.
Curry. In April, what we're talking about is in April 1st, April Fools, a special little segment on extras came out where Mario Lopez did an interview with Ryan Reynolds, on the set of Deadpool, where they were discussing the rating system, or the rating of the movie, which was a heavy discussion that had been going on for a long time, ever since the movie was announced, whether or not Deadpool should be a PG-13 movie or a rated R movie. Obviously, if it was PG-13, the debate is if it's PG-13, they can do a lot more. They can license it to children, sort of like in the other superhero movies that have been going on in the Marvel universe. They're all PG-13, so children can go watch them and stuff. But if it was rated R, obviously it would be an adult film, and a lot of people were wondering whether or not Marvel was going to take that chance. And you know what? They fucking did. They stayed true, and I can't wait to see Deadpool.
Oh,
He's
hell yeah.
fucking Deadpool. You can't not put a filter on Deadpool, or you can't. You can't put a filter on Deadpool because he's fucking Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Yeah.
So
I don't know. He's just one of my favorite characters of anything. A, because he's funny as shit. Like,
Yeah,
if you
he
haven't
is.
played the video game, play the video game solely for his antics.
just play or watch the or read the comics. He's really fucking crazy
Yeah,
in
like
those, too.
some of the comic moments he has, he breaks the fourth wall so much that he actually breaks the fourth wall, goes to the writer's wedding, and then makes out with the writer's wife.
Ah,
That's a thing that happens in the canon.
dang it.
one of my favorite things that I remember is when Deadpool caused a global apocalypse just because he sneezed into an alien's face.
Yeah.
But yeah, and if you're wondering what the fuck this means that Deadpool, the movie, will have blood, guts, cursing, fourth wall breaking, and all the crazy shit that you think shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna
It's
be
actually really
Yeah.
cool because it's actually filming
In
in
Vancouver.
Vancouver right now, and
Which-
my friends just took some pictures the other day of the actual set.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So-
In case any of you fans out there don't know this, but Deadpool is a Canadian superhero, my friends. Or
Yeah.
anti-hero, I'd say.
If you want to learn a lot about Deadpool, just watch the death battle on it. It'll explain a lot.
Yeah.
And he's basically like Wolverine. He's Canadian. He's a kick-ass. He's invincible, basically.
He's got a healing factor.
Yeah, and a lot of other things, among other things.
And more.
I'm actually really,
Are
yeah.
we talking about his
So-
dick? Are we talking about his
Yeah.
dick?
But yeah. I could talk about Deadpool for like an hour, so.
And with that, let's move on. To some other news. Terminator. Genisys? Is that the name of this movie? Genisys?
Genesis.
It's misspelled.
Genisys.
Yes. Terminator
I could make
Genisys.
this joke, but
or-
I'm not.
Terminator, the Apology for Salvation. Which is
The
basically what
Apology
this
for
is.
Salvation.
Terminator 5, I guess is its actual name, or at least its code name. Yeah, this trailer happened. This showed more of the story, gave us a proper look in how Terminator has been doing throughout the years. And this seems to be a climactic end to the Terminator series. Hopefully.
I hate to say this, but fucking good.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, there's
Um,
so many, like, Terminator was really cool in the 80s when it first came out, because like
Yeah.
what it did to people was like, oh shit, like nuclear war, like what could happen, like
It was
and
it was talking about the problems of the time, like with Y2K coming up and
Yeah.
all that other stuff. Like people
and
were
like
worried
Cold
about
War and
machines.
shit. Like Cold War existed far into the 80s, but
Yeah.
like when Terminator 2 came out in mid 90s, it was like, well, everyone loves Terminator 2. It's a fucking
Yeah.
great movie.
Mm.
But it was
Biggest body
great
count
because
ever
yeah,
during the 80s.
because it's great. I can't even put it into words. But Terminator 3 kind of borrowed from that format.
Mm-hmm.
Terminator
Like,
3 was like
It's basically protect John Connor, protect who's with John Connor. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, and then a T1XXX robot comes after them and tries to fuck them up.
Yeah.
That's basically what the premise of the Terminator 2 and 3 movies were. With Terminator Salvation, it kind of tried to do something different. Like,
it tried to tell the future story.
I kind of liked it. Like, Christian Bale didn't do a very good job on it. He literally just slapped on his Batman without the mask.
Yeah,
like,
basically.
But I forget what the guy who played the actual like infiltrating Terminator was, but he did a fantastic job in that movie.
I think that was
same guy that played Jake Sully in fucking Avatar.
Yeah.
But I think he did a good job in that movie. Wasn't a good movie as a whole because it kind of left a lot of loose ends.
Not to mention huge plot holes as well. And
yeah,
it was sort of like it was supposed to be this beginning to this bigger series as a whole of Terminator. It was supposed to end the old series and start this new one of the future. Crazy shit like that, but yeah, it was fucking stupid.
Yeah, but with this new Genisys trailer, it's going back to what the first movie had, and like, I don't know what's going on here. There's
just the twits.
There's currently now, in this fucking trailer, there's 3 Terminators.
Yeah,
currently.
And guess what? One of them is John Connor.
Yeah, that was revealed
fucking
in this trailer
crazy.
as well. And like the concept of his Terminator is fucking cool. I don't like the actor too well. He's a
Terminator that's not a Terminator.
Yeah, I don't like the actor for John Connor too well. Again, a lot of loopholes with time travel and shit like that.
Arnold fights Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is old as shit.
And it's funny that he chose this movie to come back and acting with. Like, he did a couple a while back, but this is like his big shoot into like series stuff. And it's funny that he chose this film because he doesn't act as much in this film. He obviously doesn't. He just says, "I'll be back." And he does like dumb robot gestures here and there, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he does. It was revealed by the trailer. He fights a version of himself.
He fights the Terminator from Terminator 1.
Yeah, which is weird because it's CG Arnie. And if you know CG Arnie, they always try to make him like beefy as shit and like. Oh,
they did it in Salvation and it was fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? They did it in Salvation and it looked
shit.
Okay.
It looked like shit. Don't you fucking start.
Well, for what it was, like, you can never truly replicate a person that we know so well and is so iconic.
Yeah. So,
like,
guys, I'm sorry, but Miko Hatsune isn't real. Those concerts are
sorry,
holograms. Tupac isn't alive at the moment.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll watch it. Probably won't go to theaters for it unless it's free.
Unless Arnold Schwarzenegger himself.
There's a lot more better movies, people. Like, I don't know. Watch me just like eat my words, and this is like one of the best movies of 2015.
It just turns out to be one of the best Terminator films of all time.
Yeah.
And the Arnold versus Arnold scene is one of the greatest Oscar moments of the world.
When that happens, I'll eat my words. And
Sylvester Stallone fucking presents the Lifetime Achievement Award to Arnold Schwarzenegger at the next Oscars.
Oh my gosh.
Gives him another tank.
He just walks in, he's like, "I made a movie." Done. I don't know what to think about this. You're right. I see a lot of interesting things in this movie, but at the same time, uninteresting thing. I am tired of Terminator, and at the same time, excited for Terminator. I don't know. My own views on the movies have been like, first one is good, the second one is the best, the third one was lackluster, Salvation was a piece of shit.
You know what would be a good movie? Like, well, I know Salvation kind of tried to do it, but
Batman versus Terminator.
No, like an actual like action-packed, not just like a stealth mission. Like we need to take the mission. Like
We got
an
the
actual
pick of the
action-packed
machine.
movie of the future of what's going on. Like,
Yeah, that's what a lot
There's
of people
all-
was hoping for with Salvation. People were
but
hoping that
it was
would
very
show it
like
off.
we need to sneak into there. Like, there's only like 12 Terminators in the entire movie. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, but it. Yeah, I
Quick,
really hope
stop
this
that
is the last.
Terminator. He's gonna tell
Yeah.
9 of his buddies about us.
Yeah, I really hope this is the last one.
Definitely.
But
They could.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. If this is the last one and it's good, then okay, good. Terminator's done. We don't have to come back to it. But if it's just like some open-ended piece of shit that like kind of makes up for like, oh, now we're gonna do the Genisys series of Terminator. It's like,
yeah, that's the thing too, right? Is like everyone involved with film and gaming is not lactose intolerant at all. Like, they like to milk everything for what they're worth.
exactly.
Like Call of Duty, Terminator.
And only sometimes does it produce decent results. Like, I'll say, BioShock.
Yeah.
Is one of them.
Yeah, BioShock had a good outcome, but they changed the format of it.
So yeah, BioShock Infinite is definitely different from BioShock.
Yeah, they changed the underlying concept. You can't.
Yeah.
With Call of Duty, it's
Just the same shit over and over.
agent working for the
Yeah.
FBI. There's a
And-
secret government project that. It's like, what fucking. This was 3 games ago. Like,
Yeah, and what's fucked up is the only new thing is that now we're in the future and you don't have to even fucking shoot anyone to kill them. You just
Like-
fucking send a droid and it shoots everybody
anyways,
in the vicinity.
We'll come back to this because there is something on the list for this. So we'll
Oh.
come back to this and we'll complain about Call of Duty later. But Terminator Genisys, what do you think, Curry? What do you think it's going to be like?
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I honestly think it'll be better than Salvation. Like, I think it's just one of those milking movies, like you guys said. It's, you know, because it's this popular franchise, and well, I wouldn't go to the theaters to see it. I'd probably rent it from Redbox, but you know, it could be an amazing movie. But you know, from what I see, it just looks like a modern Terminator movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's all I got for it.
that's basically it. Anyways,
And with all of that said, to the people of Hollywood, Terminator versus Batman, get on that. And let's move on to Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
yeah.
Yay! So, to be completely honest, when they announced Ant-Man, I was super excited because Paul Rudd was involved, and I love Paul Rudd. Who doesn't? And Edgar Wright was involved, and I love Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright does a lot of amazing comedies and action scenes. Very well done and very interesting. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is a fucking comic book movie anybody should see.
Mm-hmm.
But
Plus,
he left.
like, I mean, Hot Fuzz, man. Like,
Oh,
how can you
yeah.
say no to that shit.
But he left, and we were sad, and I was extremely sad, and I almost lost all faith in Ant-Man. And then they showed us some new footage and basically how the world is gonna look, the new director and everything. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I can get into this. And so far, with this trailer, I'm absolutely on board. Ant-Man looks amazing. It looks funny. Michael Douglas, Paul Rudd, and everybody involved look interesting and funny, and just, I don't know, the world, the small ant world that we get to see in this trailer look also interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, they kind of. Here's the thing with Ant-Man is that they have to make it fit with the other Marvel movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the thing what they did is, I talked about this before, but like, the original Ant-Man was Hank Pym,
Yeah, which
and Hank Pym was the scientist that created Ultron.
yeah,
And Ultron fucked a bunch of shit, and basically, Hank Pym's just a fucking scientist. He creates a whole bunch of shit,
yeah,
and but they changed the canon so that Tony Stark is now created Ultron, and or Hank Pym probably just doesn't exist.
No. Michael Douglas in the trailer. Michael Douglas plays Hank Pym, the old guy.
Oh, okay. Okay, makes sense then. But like, you know, it's one of those things where it's
one of those little things that the comic book people are just like,
yeah.
Call
me fucking stupid or whatever, but it's one of those things that irks me about it. But
no, yeah. I agree. It does it gets to me too, because like they planned Ant-Man to show up in the second phase, and he was supposed to be there with Iron Man making Ultron in the Age of Ultron movie, but Tony Stark, fucking Robert Downey Jr. was just like, no, I want to do it. And then they moved Ant-Man way further through the line, and then, you know, made this weird like opposite thing. And with that, they kind of made the Ant-Man story in the movie kind of different as well, because originally it was going to be Hank Pym and Wasp, and they were going to be together, and they were already going to be established heroes, and the entire film was just going to be a comedy. But now it's different. Now Hank Pym is played by Michael Douglas. He's an older actor. He's an older Hank Pym. I'm not sure whether or not they're going to show Ant-Man or Ant-Man in it, or like Hank Pym Ant-Man in his prime, and then fast forward to Hank Pym now. And Scott, who is established in the film, in the comics as the newest Ant-Man, is taken about. And I think it's going to be interesting because this is an Ant-Man with a daughter. This is an Ant-Man with like family. This is a hero with a family.
Yeah, the train scene was actually kind of hilarious.
Oh my god, there's a lot of funny things that are going to be going on, and I think if anybody can do it, if any actors that could take on action and comedy at the same time, is Michael Douglas and Paul Rudd. So I'm very excited to see what happens. But yeah, it does irk me too. Like every time Michael Douglas is there as Hank Pym, I'm going like, you should be in New York.
Well, you know what superhero deserves a movie?
Who?
Is the Atom. Because you ever heard of the Atom before? It's DC Comics.
Yeah.
But he's basically like Ant-Man, but can go to like atomic levels of stuff
and get into people's like stuff.
Yeah, but just to give you a taste of what he did, I think one time he rearranged the molecules in someone's body to create a nuke. Like I don't think he created a nuke, but he created a bomb of some sort, and he just blew him up from the inside out just by rearranging the molecules.
Well, you know for a fact that DC is never gonna make a movie.
That'd be hilarious, though.
It'd be funny. But you know, it's like the strange thing about that is you say that, but then it would, like, if they did make an Atom movie, it'd be the darkest, most grittiest, weirdest movie ever.
We'll just blow people up and it'll be funny.
Yeah, you'd just be blowing people up. Their guts just showering in the camera.
Well, I don't watch the Flash or anything like that.
That's a shit.
But I can't wait until like he starts realizing his true potential, I guess is what that is, because the Flash is also very broken. Like, he can vibrate at a speed, he can phase through people. I think he can phase his hand, he can vibrate it so fast that he phases his hand, can reach into someone's chest, grab their heart and rip it out. Just because. Yeah, but you know,
I just want the Flash and Arrow to kill themselves. This is the next crossover. Fucking have the Arrow shoot an arrow through Flash's head while the Flash rips out Arrow's heart, and just finish those two series.
Because fucking Kali Ma's that shit.
Yeah, because you know we're going off topic here for a bit, but I'm just gonna say this because for the sake of saying it. If you're watching Flash and you're watching Arrow and you're just like super excited that these heroes are finally being adapted and this TV series is really fun, just note that Warner Brothers, DC is not doing what Marvel's doing. The Daredevil and the Netflix series and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all of that, those people will be in movies. Those are the proper adaptations of those characters. The Flash and Arrow are not. They will not be the Flash and Arrow in the Justice League movie or any other cinematic recreation. They will not. So when the Flash movie comes to light, or the Justice League movie comes, and you do not see that actor there for playing that character that he's been playing on the TV show, it kind of sucks.
Yeah. DC's gotta get their shit together.
I know, like, it's the stupidest thing. DC's been doing this for years. Like, they'll have stupid series along movies, and it'll be, like, awkward as hell, because it'll be like, well, I'm watching Catwoman and Birds of Prey, but there's a Catwoman movie coming out. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, Ant-Man looks great. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good.
So let's move on to my worst nightmare and Curry's secret fantasy. The Scream television series, guys. Fuck me. MTV is creating a Scream television series. The horror movie franchise is going to television, and yeah, I don't give a shit. Fuck you, MTV.
Curry, have anything to comment on before we comment on you?
Well,
Fucking Curry. So to explain what we're talking about, fucking Curry watched the trailer, and in the trailer is Bella Thorne, who is a Disney Channel actress who is now doing other films. I think she's in a film called The Duff that's out right now. Basically, she's like half naked in a bathing suit in the film, in the trailer for this series, and she gets killed, obviously. Curry, what did you comment about her? What do you think of Bella Thorne? Do you think her butt is the gorgeous butt? Do you think she's super hot?
it was a gorgeous butt.
Would you bone this woman?
Oh my god.
Would you take her to Pound Town? Would you
you
show
take
her? Would you show her your shrimp? Would you introduce her to the Chinese food?
She'd probably get the to-go
egg
box.
roll.
Ooh, the little egg roll.
And so now Curry the pedophile.
Yeah, Bella
didn't
Thorne
know
is
she
17, you sick
I
bastard.
didn't even know, though. I didn't even know.
That's what they all say, sir.
Damn it.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Oh my god.
Curry,
Have a seat over here.
Curry, have a seat. Can you have a seat over here?
No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. You do that too well.
Yeah, well, Curry. Well, I
I'm gonna
mean,
need an intervention.
yeah. Just in case anybody's wondering about the Scream thing. Yeah, Scream. It's a television series. Is it
You
gonna
should
work?
take
I don't fucking know. But MTV is stupid and has been doing disgusting, horrible television shows for years. So, I assume it's gonna be a train wreck. Do I have
I've
high
never
hopes for
watched
it?
the Scream
Hopefully.
series. Like, I know the Scream mask was always like a Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, go to a Halloween store, pick up Scream mask, be like, oh, I'm spoopy now. But never watched the Scream series. I think I saw Scream 4's intro on TV, where like they're just like, that would never happen in real life, and then
Oh,
the chick
yeah.
stabs the other chick,
Yeah.
like out of fucking nowhere. I'm like, well, time to
That's-
watch Cops.
Yeah, that's the
Like,
thing about the Scream. Like, what pretty much makes Scream is the fact that it's very self-aware. It knows what like the problem with slasher films are and does it. And like various characters are very aware of the stupidity of what's happening, and there's just this huge mystery. But people are like, come on guys, horror movie 101. Nobody splits up. Like, they do that shit over and over in every movie. And it's cool here and there, but it's like, if you're so
dragging this
self-aware,
on.
then why don't you fucking do something about it?
Yeah.
And
so
so-
fucking smart, act like.
Yeah, so in this TV series, they make the joke, you can't make a horror movie into a TV series because once the body drops, all hell breaks loose. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Why the fuck would you make a Scream TV series? That makes no sense. It wouldn't
really
work.
doesn't.
I have 3 words for you. MTV.
Yeah, MTV. You know, and honestly, I I hope I'm wrong, because I know that MTV knows what teenagers like. I hope they understand that, and I hope that they understand that Scream is a horror franchise and not just something stupid. It's not just a dumb trademark that they found online. They're like, we haven't made a TV show in a while. Did that one? Do you know what it's about? I don't know, but let's just get fucking teenagers together, make them.
I think it's about screams.
Just make them very angry at each other every week. Done. Fucking good day's work here at MTV. I don't know. Scream television series. I don't fucking care. But the real story, the true reason that this is here, or at least now it is Curry is a pedophile.
Oh my god. Everyone makes fun of me.
I'd like to point out that in Scream, the trailer, at 21 seconds, the chick is screaming, but if you look in the back window, you can see the cameraman.
Holy fucking man.
Because video editing, why the fuck do we need it? We're MTV.
Somebody was jerking off on the editing machine on the during the editing. Just left that in. Oh Jesus. Yeah.
And I'm still staring.
I know you are. It's there for you, buddy.
You should take a screenshot of that.
Just take a picture, it'll last longer. Oh wait.
I'll just put a picture of her butt on screen while you fucking talk about it. Describe it to them, Curry. Just describe it.
It's gorgeous.
Without being a pedophile.
It's
too late.
You fucked up.
You fucked up,
This
Curry.
is your life now.
It's very nice.
Too late. It's very nice.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. So,
anyways,
yeah, if Bella Thorne, you're out there and you're, pissed off at us for making fun of the Scream TV series that you're gonna be in, one way that you can get back at us is by starting to date Curry. I mean, that's one way I could think of.
And then I can make jokes like, "Hey, Curry, you gonna pick your girlfriend up from preschool?"
God damn it!
Jesus. But yeah, enough of the Curry time. Let's move on to some other TV series. Evil Dead.
Splodge.
Yeah. So this is a TV series I'm actually interested in because I don't know, there's no establishing thing here that you can really mess up with. Evil Dead is just random weirdness and crazy one-liners. And they already have all the elements that are required. You got Sam Raimi directing the series, and you got Bruce Campbell playing Ash. That's all you fucking need.
That's it.
Do you want to hear a cool thing?
I want to hear cool things.
Vault.
I met Bruce Campbell.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
Whoa. Where'd you meet him?
At a con.
Huh.
Holy shit. Okay.
Wow.
You want to hear something weird?
What?
I met the Evil Dead girls. I met the witches.
Nice.
Yeah. Fucking, I met them at a con too, and like, I talked to them and I was like, so what was it like, hanging out with Ash? And they were just like, he's fucking weird.
Well, I mean, like,
He's the funniest weird guy.
I didn't really meet him. He kind of walked by. We said he was awesome, but like, it was kind of weird because one of my friends decided he was going to be super awkward about it. And what happened is that he's walking up. He's done like signing autographs. He's walking to the backstage or whatever, and he just goes up to him and he's just like, "You're the man," and does like a fucking like ninja pose towards him. Bruce looks so weirded out. He's just like, yeah.
He's like, these fucking nerds.
I know. It's funny as shit.
There's an interview where they're talking about the television series, and Bruce Campbell just comes up. He's like, "Look, I talk to Sam Raimi all the time, and I always go, Sam, you're never at these conventions with these weirdos, so you don't know how much they want this TV series to happen." But yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, it was funny as shit because it made it just so awkward.
You're
you
the
don't know the
man.
Bruce Campbell stare like, yeah, fuck off. Like,
He's just like, okay.
yeah, it's
You,
fucking
you
weird.
couldn't do, like, your friend couldn't just be like, hey man, groovy. And then,
Yeah, he's
and
just,
then
you're the man, and the most awkward send possible. It was fucked up.
Jesus.
But anyways, Evil Dead.
Yeah, Evil Dead series on Showtime. It looks very interesting. It's coming this fall.
It's a 15-second teaser which doesn't show anything.
But an awesome title card, I will say that.
Yeah.
And there's Curry's 2 cents about it.
Yeah. Curry's starting to go to La La Land.
Curry's never... Have you seen the Evil Dead TV series? I mean, TV series. The Evil Dead movies?
No.
That's your homework for this week, Curry. Go on Netflix and watch the Evil Dead movies.
Oh.
Prepare to be spooked with gore.
Yo.
Watch the second one. If you just want to get like a... Because the first one is the horror one. The second one is just the comedic one.
For show.
And then there's Army of Darkness, which is the most amazing film to ever be conceived, ever.
Never.
YOLO.
Alright. Next topic.
Yeah, on to some news. Well, guys, we got a live-action Alice in Wonderland movie, and we just recently got our live-action Cinderella movie. Well, Disney is in production for a shitload of live-action bullshit.
Yeah.
But guess what? Some of it is actually interesting. Disney is now in the works to create a live-action Mulan movie.
I would watch that.
And a live-action Pete's the Dragon later on. A Tim Burton live-action adaptation of Dumbo. And apparently Winnie the Pooh.
I won't watch that.
I would watch the Mulan one. I think that's such an interesting thing, and I'd like to see what Disney's interpretation of a wondrous, like, Chinese historical army like stories like. Pete the Dragon, I didn't watch that movie. I don't really give a shit.
And literally care less.
Yeah, and Tim Burton taking on Dumbo sounds pretty much, pretty spooky. Obviously, that elephant scene will be the most craziest thing ever. And then live action Winnie the Pooh. I don't know why you would do it, but it's happening.
I don't want to judge, but I'm going to.
Personally, I'm not that big of a fan of Tim Burton. His stuff is a little bit too dark for me.
Ooh.
Like, it's an unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people are like, "What? How can you not like Tim Burton? He makes such good movies as Nine and stuff like that." I'm like, well, they're good movies. They're just dark as shit.
Yeah.
I like happy movies or action movies, just not like... I have a thing where like those kinds of movies will just give me a headache for no reason.
Yeah.
So like
I
don't know.
You're in the right there because you admit they're good movies, but they're just not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
You're not like... Same thing with me. I like some of Tim Burton's stuff, but a lot of the times I just don't give a shit. Especially recently, I really don't care. I think some of his old stuff is more interesting. Like Beetlejuice was awesome. Batman was amazing. Like I like that. I was Alice in Wonderland was okay. I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah, that's another. I went to go see Alice in Wonderland theaters, and like, you know, I'm not expecting a kids movie because I know the story of Alice in Wonderland is pretty fucked up, anyways.
Yeah.
But like, just the adaptation of it, just like everything that was going on, just literally gave me a headache. Like I was so close to just leaving the theater. I was just like, I can't deal. Like,
yeah,
it's too all over the place.
Yeah, but that film is definitely like a very weird ride, I'd say. It's like a Disney. It's like a Disney World ride. You basically there you get confused halfway through, and not even see a lot of the dumb stuff. And it's weird about that movie because like I was okay with it. Like I was looking at it and I was like, it's a decent retelling, or not even a retelling. It's more like a sequel, but it doesn't present itself as like that.
Yeah.
And it's like explaining itself, and I'm just thinking, well, this is a really interesting take, and then it gets really stupid at the end with the dance. I think I know what you know what I'm talking about, right?
It's been a long time.
Johnny Depp does a stupid dance while really poppy music plays, and it's like the Mad Hatter spinning his head around and his arms around, and it's like really poppy dance music's playing. It's really, really, really out of left field and stupid. I can't believe it did that. It was the dumbest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Tim Burton and Dumbo. I wonder how Johnny Depp's gonna be shoehorned into this one. I wonder if they're gonna dress Johnny Depp as a mouse and have him on the shoulder of Dumbo the entire time.
Oh god, there's even more adaptations than we thought if you read the bottom. Because there's going to be Beauty and the Beast, The Jungle Book, Through the Looking... Oh, no, wait, what?
Through the Looking Glass is the sequel to Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of Disney movies released.
But the ones that are right now in the works, being scripted at least, is the Mulan, Pete the Dragon, Dumbo, and Winnie the Pooh. There is actually a summary for the story of what Winnie the Pooh is going to be like. Apparently, it's going to be sort of in the future. It's going to be like Toy Story 3, where it's in the future. Christopher Robin is older, and it's all in live action, where Christopher Robin is on the search for his toys, and Winnie the Pooh and the various other characters are in their toy forms somewhere in reality. And basically, Christopher Robin himself is an adult, just trying to find his toys, and at the same time, the 100 Acre Woods. So it's a very weird tale. I'm guessing that it's going to be very Christopher Robin focused. I guess he's going to be the main character. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But I'm not that interested at the same time.
Anyways.
Yeah. Next, let's talk about how awesome it will be to have two versions of Godzilla walking around.
I'm sorry. Yeah, proceed.
Yes, Japan has decided to make its own Godzilla reboot, and to be honest, that's perfectly fine with me. I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, Japan was never happy with the American version of Godzilla anyways.
Well, that's not completely true. They do like it. Their only big problem with it is that they thought that Godzilla was fat.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, it's, you know, the Japanese film industry is, if not as big as the Western film industry.
Definitely.
And, like,
they want
making your own country's stuff is, you know, this is their own country shit, man.
Yeah, I think there's no, like, there's no debating that Toho has been, like, they gave the rights for, what is their name? Legendary Pictures to make an Americanized Godzilla story. But Toho has always been, like, mentioning how they want to do their take. And how it's...
different storytelling, different countries.
And it's, like, the crazy thing about that is that, like, they kind of... The first time we've heard about it, they kind of explain it as, like, oh, we're going to do the sequel. And then we hear that the first director from Godzilla is going to do the sequel, and that it's going to be happening, and that it's possible that the sequel will that the filming will be done this year, and that the film will be released next year. This Japanese remake is being scripted at the moment. Not exactly sure when it will be filmed, but the possibilities of it being filmed. But pretty much it will probably come out in 2017 or alongside the Americanized version.
Yeah.
And Legendary Pictures is fine with it. They don't mind. They're happy to have two variations of their monster running around. And Toho is perfectly fine with it too. So, you know what this means? This just means more Godzilla movies for everybody.
That's true.
Which sounds awesome. I don't mind it.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what would be
One with
really
Asian
cool?
people and one with white people. It'd be great.
Hey, guy. You know what would be fun? American Godzilla versus the Japanese New Godzilla. That'd be fun.
Yeah, well, they kind of showed that at the video at the bottom. With the shitty
Oh
death
yeah,
battle.
the shitty.
But that
Matthew
was like
Broderick video.
that was
Godzilla.
1998 Godzilla. That was stupid.
That one's. That's a lot of fish. No fucking duh, Broderick. What the fuck do you think we're doing here?
Yeah, fucking New Yorker. Well, you just a lot of fish.
Why is our accent so stupid? Do everyone in New
You're the
York talk
web
like
guy.
this? Next, we're gonna talk about anime movie news. Fucking Persona 3 Film 4, the final. Yes, it's no secret that Persona has finally come to animation. The Persona 4 series was the first embarkment of that. And then we have Persona 4 Golden, which was the second season of that series, which retold the story, but in the golden and more interesting version. And the Persona 3 storyline was being told through film. And we got to see the first one, the second one, and recently this year, I think a couple of months ago, the third one had released in Japan. And now we're in talks about the fourth one. And the fourth one will be the final chapter of the series. And it will pretty much conclude Persona
Hopefully
3.
it'll be in time for Persona 5.
Definitely,
And
that would be
they'll
perfect.
Yeah. I don't know, Curry, have you ever played the Persona games?
I have not, sir.
Do you
Have
have
you
a
ever-
Yes.
PlayStation? Play the fucking Persona games.
Have you ever played like what is it? Shimigami Tensei? Did you ever play one of those?
I have not, sir.
Okay. Persona 3 is on the fucking
PS2.
PlayStation Store.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
It's-
yeah.
Buy it. It's fucking $10.
Is it-
You'll get so much fun out of it, and then you'll want to play the fourth one.
Is it
And
PS3?
then, yeah. It's
Yeah.
PS2.
PS2.
Well, it's PS2, but it runs on PS3.
Ah, yes.
And I
So-
think there's a port of Persona 3 on the PS3.
Or I don't care. Just get a fucking emulator. Just do that. And just, like
Just
fuck.
fucking do it.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite video game series of all time.
Ah, I get for PS2 then.
It might be like I had the physical copy of Persona 4
Uh-huh.
for PS2. It cost me $60.
Have you played? Have you played Golden yet?
Yeah, I have. I've bought the PS Vita to play Golden solely.
Golden is so fucking good.
Yeah, it's follows the same mechanics, but it's HD
It's-
for one, and it's
Yeah, and the storylines are
different
a bit different.
storyline a little bit. Just
Persona 3 is. I hope they do like a enhanced version of 3.
Well, they've already re-released 3
like
three
three
times. So they released the original, which
And
is
then-
Persona 3,
and then the
then
greatest
Persona 3
hits.
Fez, and then Persona 3 Portable.
Yeah.
So they've really re-released it 3 times. They probably won't do an HD remake.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, this is very exciting. I haven't seen the third and fourth film. I've seen the second one. I've seen the first and second one. I love the animation. It's just the Persona story retold in a very interesting way. The voice acting is fantastic. The animation's great. I'm just super happy more Persona stuff is happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on to more video game live action or video game movie news. Let's talk about the fact that Five Nights at
There
Freddy's
is
has been
still-
picked up by Warner Brothers for a live action adaptation.
Yeah.
This is happening, and before
There's
you
so many.
before you
Go ahead.
moan, my friend, don't fear. The creator of Five Nights at Freddy's is helping with the script. He's a co-writer.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, it's not even. It has nothing to do with the script. The one problem I have with it, and like a lot of people do, like, it's Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Like, it's all just hype. That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the hype just came from like YouTubers doing let's plays
PewDiePie.
of it and reacting to it. And granted, like, I'm not one of those people that think like Five Nights at Freddy's isn't scary, blah blah blah. These people are pussies and stuff. It's like, no, like it's fairly decently scary to the right person. But like, how are you gonna make a movie out of something that like the lore is spread out over 3 games? Like, the lore is quite interesting, if you ever watch the game 3 on that, like, watch it. It's really interesting. But the lore of it is told over like 30 years. Like, it's not just one timeline.
An interesting thing about that is that the lore that you're talking about and like the interesting like storyline or whatever that come from the 3 games are not even the proper adaptation. Like, the fact of the matter is that Five Nights at Freddy's is popular because of hype, but it's also popular because of theory. And theory is the biggest, like, is basically the saving grace of this series. Is basically, and you've probably seen it yourself. Five Nights at Freddy's 1, a lot of people were coming up with all kinds of interesting theories behind it. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the creator added some secret elements here and there to continue theories and kind of push the hype. And then third was basically just an open letter for theories. It was easy. You saw a lot of intricate things. You even interacted with like an Atari-like game before each night, kind of like explaining a short story, and that pushed the lore even further in the theories direction. It's like this game is basically just theory. So with a Five Nights at Freddy's live-action movie, that means that they have to make a proper story. They have to make a default story, and that's what's terrifying, is that this series might as well just the game series itself might as well just stop, because guess what? Hey,
movie.
Your job is done. There's all the theories that you made up with your friends that you thought were real and researched for like years. Guess what? It's gonna be it's probably wrong.
Flush down toilet.
Well, Scott Cawthorne, the guy that made Five Nights at Freddy's, good for him. He's seen major success over this last year. Like, went from 0 to hero basically overnight.
Yeah, from Christian games to scary games.
Yeah, exactly. He used to make old Christian games, and what happened was that people just hated them. Like, they were
creepy as shit too.
You should stop making games, and they were a little creepy. But like, what he did was just like, you know what? I bet I can make something 10 times as scary as what I've put out this time. And, he basically delivered. Like,
yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's has been the leading cause of people shitting their pants for a while now. And I'm very excited to see what this live-action adaptation is going to be. I honestly think that it will be fun to see Five Nights at Freddy's, the place itself, come to life. And the various characters that we've all come to love, brought to life as well through animatronics. We get to see them in the everyday situation and then at night when they're terrifying. But there has to be a coherent story. It has to follow a central character, so that will be interesting. And whether or not they will be addressing the murders, children, and all of that will come into question. So there's a lot of things that can go right, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. The fact of the matter is that that this is happening and Warner Brothers is producing it. The creator is behind the script, and the director isn't. There's no director yet, but we should be hearing about a director fairly soon. And I think the closing thing here is that whether or not this movie explains anything, I think that we should just continue to theorize, because that's basically what gets people into this game series, and that's what gets a lot of people into a lot of games, is just how crazy and how insane the idea or the theory behind it could be. And I think that's what makes Five Nights at Freddy's an interesting game.
Right.
Yep.
And speaking of games, let's move on to video game news, and we got a shitload to get by.
Yeah. I mean, no. I just saw what was on the list.
Yeah, you son of a bitch, and you're gonna talk about it. Curry, tell us what's next.
Oh, it is Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Did he say 3?
He said
Third
3.
installment?
Yeah,
Third
the
part of a series that I don't give a shit about?
Yeah, that's true.
and this is why I stopped us earlier on why we should stop talking about Call of Duty, because we're gonna talk about it fucking here.
Woo!
Stupid.
Guys, Guys, do you like it when you get online and you're just new to the game, you're very excited, and then a 12-year-old shoots you in the face because they're 10 times faster than you because perks? That's awesome, isn't it? I love that I can fucking start a game and not be in the same level field as everybody else because fucking perks. I hate perks. I hate Call of Duty Online. I'm not being an asshole. This is my legit problem with Call of Duty. Is just that I do not like the online idea.
I hate it. It's stupid. Oh my gosh. Stop
It's not
making
even
it.
the online that's the bad thing. Like, well, yeah, it is, of course, but like with games like Counter-Strike or
Spec not.
you know, more realistic games.
Yeah.
With Counter-Strike, each team starts out on a level playing field, basically.
Oh yeah.
You get $800 at the start of the round. You have to eco. You have to budget yourself so that you can keep buying guns at the rest of the rounds, or else you're gonna be fucked. But Call of Duty, yeah, you get the perks, you get the weapons, shoot the guys, yay! But it's not even with the online that bugs me. It's just the
repetitive storylines.
milk. Like,
Shoot, kill,
I
die,
said a lot of
shoot,
companies
kill, die,
are
shoot,
not
kill,
lactose
die.
intolerant. Well, these guys drink gallons of milk per day. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
We don't want
They-
to. And I before we go on with this, I don't want to yell out the fact that we hate Call of Duty. No, there are some Call of Duty games that are actually very interesting. I like.
Call of Duty games like Call of Duty 3, Modern Warfare.
Oh my God, those are good.
Were good.
They were good. They
Yeah.
had interesting stories. They had a decent online. I like those kinds of games. I like those games because they were fun, they were interesting, and they were the beginning of something new. Because we were so used to these cardboard cutout shooters, and now Call of Duty has become that.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say it sucked, but it's just that now it's just so...
It's so generic.
Yeah.
well, let's do a timeline here. Okay. 2007 is when just before 2007 is when Call of Duty 3 came out, which is the World War II-esque kind of deal. Like, it had nothing to do with the modern
Warfare
end of
bullshit.
things. So just at the end of 2007 is when Call of Duty 4 came out, which is good. Like, it was a good game.
Yeah.
End of 2008 is when Call of Duty World War came out, which is also a pretty good game because it involved a new element, which is Nazi zombies, which is,
Yeah,
you know,
it
you
was- it
buy a
was
gun,
new
you
and it was
hold down the fort. Yeah. And then Modern Warfare 2 came out, which is also a fantastic game. Like, it built on to what Modern Warfare 1 was.
Yeah.
And then you got Black Ops, and then, like, at the end of 2010, you're like, okay, it's just starting to get kind of repetitive. And then fucking Modern Warfare 3, which I didn't even play because
I
I was just
didn't
like,
play
okay,
that
I'm not
either.
gonna shill out more money to these fuckers. And then within a 3-year span, you get Black Ops 2, Black Ops Declassified, Call of Duty Strike Team, Call of Duty Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, and Black Ops 3.
Which basically is the same fucking game. Guess what? I get it. The future is interesting to you guys. And for whatever
Yeah.
reason, everything kills everyone instantly. I don't care about the
It's-
future.
It's just stupid. Like, there's so many games out there for it now that's oversaturated, and everyone's just
Exactly.
getting pissed off with it.
It's like the reason a lot of people enjoyed Call of Duty opposed from the other shooters of the time was because the other shooters of the time were about the fucking future. Halo it was about the future, and then various other games are about the future. Call of Duty was like, this is the modern times. We're gonna take actual weapons, we're gonna take actual wartime kind of settings and actually put it to effect. And it's like, that's interesting, that's fun, that's a cool concept. But now they're just making shit up.
Well, a lot of game companies are doing that nowadays, where they'll, like, you know, EA or whatever, or with Assassin's Creed, and now where the fuck releases Call of Duty nowadays, like Activision and Square Enix. Like, they keep releasing these mediocre games, which they could work on so much more on the engine. They could do more with the story. Like, the ending of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare was complete ass. Like,
I'm not. I'll spoil it for you guys. Is that shitty? Like, hey, so fucking what's his face?
Kevin Spacey.
The old guy, Kevin Spacey. Basically, you're with your buddy and you're wearing your exoskeleton, and Kevin Spacey's like got a remote and he's like, "No, your exoskeleton is locked. I have full control of you." Blah blah blah. And then he almost like kills you by pulling a fucking bullet in your head. And he's like, "Well, I'm the better man. I'm not the villain." And then he pulls the gun away. He runs away. You get out of your armor, and then he falls off a ledge and dies. That's literally the end. I was like waiting until after credits. I'm like, okay, well there should be something after that.
Alternate ending. Kevin Spacey cashes in a check. He's like, I can't believe you fucking did that.
Yeah, fucking nope. Like this guy just dies. Like, and he didn't have to. You could have just popped the cap in the fucking lead guy's face. Like whatever. But yeah, just bad game. Like bad game. Ugh. But the market now is just becoming so oversaturated with bad games that it's making it hard for good games to come around. Like, I don't know if you played Borderlands, but
Great game.
Oh yeah.
Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 had a very considerable distance between releases. Like, I think 2009 or 10 and like 2013 or something like that.
Yeah, Borderlands 2's writing took years, and then like deciding like its expansive world also took years, and even now they're adding shit, and it's crazy.
Exactly, and they're just now coming out with the Handsome Jack collection, which is all the games together,
all this stuff,
which is fantastic. Like,
fantastic.
I love Borderlands. It's a funny fucking game, but I mean, and you know, prime example too, Mass Effect. Like those games take a long time to do because of the amount of quality that goes into them.
Yeah, it's not a fucking yearly piece.
It's
of
not
shit.
a copy paste game.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say. Like, and with Bloodborne now, like, what pisses me off about people saying about Bloodborne is that it's just a Dark Souls clone. Fucking no, like it has different mechanics and it's scary as fuck. Like,
oh man,
the monsters are huge and they're scary, and it's got great graphics and it's so dark and.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you. I've been playing to Bloodborne during my week. I didn't talk about it, but yeah, fucking Bloodborne is amazing.
Yeah, and like I don't own a PS4, so I can't play it, but I've watched a lot of Let's Plays of it, and even just watching it, it's like a good game. Like,
yeah,
as long as you're gonna die a lot, obviously, but it had a lot of care go into it, which is good. But these fucking games nowadays just. They're cashing in on the 13-year-olds that have their mom's credit cards, and it's stupid.
It's like you're right. It's like these games are showing other like developers that we could just make the same game over and over, and people wouldn't fucking notice. Well, guess what, bitches? We have noticed. Call of Duty is is fucking terrible. So like a majority of the time, it's fucking terrible, and people that are following in his footsteps, let's call out somebody right here. A fucking Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're a piece of shit, and we fucking know that too. And another yearly piece of shit that usually happens, Sonic.
And
so those are three examples.
I don't want to say this.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this, but Dragon Ball Z goes in that as well. I hate to say it, but it's also a yearly thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but there's some good games. There's like some
they've had
some of them.
Like Xenoverse isn't a bad game. Like I've been playing.
The problem with Dragon Ball, or the problem and resolution with Dragon Ball, is that it's hit or miss. Like,
definitely,
it's either they make a shitty game because they try something new and it doesn't work, or they make a good game because they tried something new and it does work. At least they're trying something new. With Xenoverse. They had a new combat system. They had a new storyline system. They changed the entire like engine basically, and like they tried something new, and it really stuck with the fans as something that was interesting. But like, it's just cookie cutter games that make this shitty. Like, I wouldn't classify DBZ as a cookie cutter game because literally the story is laid out for them. They just have to make a game for it.
Yeah, I see now.
Because DBZ, and let's just put this out here because this is also a thing. Fucking Naruto Ultimate Storm, and then the One Piece games. You know, they're basically a lot of the times the same, but very different. And you're right, it's a hit and miss all the time. But those games don't really count because, at the same time, they're adaptations, and there's various games around it. But I'm talking about like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Sonic have various titles and various like
games that will release
platforms.
that aren't even fucking like beta
functional.
tested.
Yeah, not even fucking functional. I don't
Like-
want to like fucking Bloodborne is scary, but
Assassin's Creed Unity wasn't
is a
even-
fucking terrifying thing ever.
Yeah. Another good example of a good game that is taking a long time to come out is Witcher.
Definitely.
Like, because Witcher 3 is...
The Witcher.
Witcher 2 came out, like, way...
2008?
Yeah, it came out a long time ago. Witcher 3 has been in the works ever since, and it looks beautiful. Like,
Yes, definitely.
that's the point of taking your time with shit and waiting. Like,
GTA.
and the hype for Witcher 3 is so high. Like, I believe it'll be happy to meet every expectation that fans have.
Definitely.
Not just... We had a new gun. It's
Now you can fuck these girls.
you can shoot guns in space. But anyways, let's get off the Call of Duty topic.
Yeah. So
Let's go on to the next
you
game.
know, Call of Duty's happening. 12-year-old boys, whip out your dicks. Fun times ahead.
Yeah.
Next, Deus Ex Machina. The man can divided.
Now,
I don't know.
This is another example of a game where they took their time with it, and
Definitely.
they released a mobile game like 2012, like right after Deus Ex Mankind, or not Mankind, but Human Revolution
Machina.
came out.
Oh, Human Revolution.
Yeah, it really sucked. It got shit reviews because the controls were shit. They didn't spend enough time on it. Blah 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 blah. But Deus Ex Human Revolution came out in 2011. It's 2015. This announcement trailer means it's probably going to come out in 2016 or end of 2015. And you know, Deus Ex has always had kick-ass trailers, like just with their whole like exploitation of their like what's new, what new augmentation does he have, or like fucking his blades and shit killing everyone. That was cool as shit. It gave me chills. But it's a good example of a game taking a long time to really get all those good features into there instead of just, you know, we made a game.
Let's make it
same
again.
engine as before. Yeah.
Oh crap! We have to put out a game. Quick, hand me that box from the game we made last year. I'll just slap a new title on it.
I think what Call of Duty should do nowadays is just release fucking DLC for their new games. Like,
Definitely.
you buy
anything.
Call of Duty Black Ops, you get a DLC that's like 5 gigs that has Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and it just has that storyline. Fucking whatever, mate.
Or you know
Like,
what? Fucking fix your servers for the
That
good
too.
games. 9,000 people fucking sign a petition. Nothing's happened.
But we're getting off topic again.
Yeah, Deus Ex looks great. I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to play this futuristic Mega Man.
Yeah. It like watch the trailer. It looks so cool.
It's beautiful.
Like, yeah. Well, I always loved those shoulder blades,
You love shoulder
Like-
blades, alright.
the shoulder katanas. I really hope they incorporate that more into the game.
Definitely. I think
But-
the combat will be very interesting. And
Yeah.
and you know, like you said, the last game, the combat was a little So probably they've been working really hard to make the combat very interesting.
They probably took everyone's like, okay, we need to improve
Yeah.
on this aspect, and this aspect. Like, and who makes it? Is it Square Enix?
No, I maybe. It looks like a Square Enix game.
It does.
It is Square Enix, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of
So-
Square Enix, our next fucking bit of news is about an awesome fighting game.
Dissidia.
Dissidia.
Everybody's got a different name for it. I'm just gonna call it Final Fantasy.
The fighting game.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Combat Street Fighter 2015
EX edition.
Yeah.
So this is not going to be a console game. This is going to be an arcade game. Very, very interesting. So Dissidia was a PS2 fighting game built around Final Fantasy characters, and it was okay. I found it very interesting. I was not the biggest fan for it. I mean, I don't really care as much for these characters, or at least the characters they were trying to push with that game. But this does look kind of cool, and this looks really fun, and I would love to play as Cloud beating the shit out of people.
I really wish they would have went through with the original idea with the Kingdom Hearts Dissidia, but Disney.
Or it would even be more interesting was if, like, with this new Dissidia, they just added Kingdom Hearts characters into it. I would love to beat the shit out of Lightning with, like, Sora or Roxas.
Yes. that would be beautiful.
This beautiful trailer showed up, and it's an arcade game, and hopefully it comes to the States so that we can go and waste our money fighting against each other.
Have you seen the gameplay trailer for it?
No.
Well, it plays a lot like DBZ.
Well, yeah, I know how the gameplay works, because this was a PSP game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It plays a lot like DBZ.
Which that
looks
doesn't
like it has
bother
really good
me at
graphics.
all.
I know it doesn't for you, Curry. Shut up. But it looks like it's a beautiful game, so...
It does look beautiful. It looks like a wonderful woman that I would love to take out to dinner and
take out for a nice lobster dinner.
Exactly. But yeah, that's all I have to say on the matter. I mean, like, it's an arcade game, and hopefully it comes to the States so we can enjoy, or at least, you know, Square Enix goes, well, everybody wants this, so why don't we put it on consoles? So yeah, hopefully that comes to terms, and maybe even in the future some DLC, some Kingdom Hearts DLC just for Curry. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
I like
well, this
that
next
a
bit of
lot.
news is more for me and SD.
It is interesting, but I have absolutely no idea what it is. Monster Hunter Stories.
I actually know what it is. My friend sent me the English trailer. So
what? There's an English trailer.
Yeah.
Kurt, TB, you fucking take the reins and entertain the shit out of me. Let's go.
Well, let me find the title. Oh no, never mind. It's still in Japanese.
Japanese.
But let me Google Translate this.
Well, so far all I really know about it is that it's an RPG and it's being produced, of course, by Capcom.
Yeah, it's a comedic, cartoon style Monster Hunter game that's on the 3DS, but it's an RPG.
Yeah.
It's called Monster Hunter Stories.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good.
Look
you
good.
can ride monsters.
Yes. Okay, so interesting enough. You can fucking ride monsters. In the trailer, you see a young boy with a palico stealing a waver egg, I believe so, or what is it, a tigress egg?
Yeah, it's a tigress. Yeah.
And running away with it, and whistles, and to its aid, a Rathalos, right?
Yeah.
Rathalos, and just uses it to fly off into the world, and we get to see this expansive world. And I don't know whether or not this is a cutscene or at least like a little bit of what the game will actually look like. It looks very interesting.
But the one thing I like to point out just before you say anything else is that you said he was running with the egg. That's what I'm excited for. You can run with eggs now. Holy fuck. If you understand Monster Hunter, the worst missions you ever have to do are the egg missions.
Oh, yeah, those are terrible.
Like, I just did one today where, you get the egg, and then, oh, look, a Rathalos and Rathian both outbreaked or fucking you up, and it's not a fun time.
And then you fucking trip, and it breaks, and you have to walk all the way back.
Yeah, and you move so slow with them, you're just like, well, shit.
Yeah.
But maybe they improved on that.
Definitely. I'm since it's an RPG, it will obviously, and with the various of monsters that there are in the Monster Hunter world, I'm hoping for something along the lines of Persona or SMT to be sort of the RPG that they go for.
Yeah. But I mean, Monster Hunter's never really been about the story.
No, it's
so it'll be interesting to see what they do with the story. Like they attempted something with Monster Hunter 4,
but it wasn't
really anything.
Yeah,
like it was just kind of stuff to.
It was like what? It was like, yeah, it was like here are a couple of areas, and here are some places that you've been to before in other Monster Hunter games. By the way, you have a rival monster, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's very. It was more put in for the new players.
Definitely.
So, but, I mean, with this game, it'll be interesting to see what they do with an RPG. Like I hope you're right with the Persona aspect of it. Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Fighting monsters with monsters is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it'll basically Pokemon, but...
Yeah. But more interesting.
But getting the opinion of someone who's, I don't think, ever played Monster Hunter, what do you think, Curry?
I never played it, but what I saw in the trailer, it looks beautimous.
Yeah.
What?
I do like the aesthetic. I do like the visuals in this trailer.
It's very cartoony, but it might just be because like they heard complaints of the 3DS graphical compatibility for Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Because it looked good, but it was still choppy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
polygons everywhere.
Yeah, it's better to work with more polygons, like bigger polygons, so you can have more rounded edges. Like, I don't know.
And definitely, I'm sure that with trying to I'm sure that what they're trying to do more or less is trying to create a sub-series for people who aren't a fan of Monster Hunter, and creating this sub-series of RPGs so that people who aren't fans of Monster Hunter will join that and will see the kind of like kiddish direction, because this is a 3DS only game. For those of you who don't know, Monster Hunter, like Capcom still makes Monster Hunter for various other consoles, and it's just that we don't get them in the States. But yeah, Monster Hunter still happens on other consoles, so this will be an exclusive 3DS game. This will be the...
Actually, there is something that wasn't in your news thing, but just happened recently. Monster Hunter 4 actually just recently sold 1 million units in the West.
Ooh,
so that's actually quite huge.
But yeah, wow, 1 million hunters out in the world at the moment.
Well, I know at my college there's over like 40, and that's just in my building.
Yeah, I know there's like 30 in my college that are like like you street pass them and you get their cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, congratulations, Capcom, and Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is amazing, and I suggest anybody go pick it up and play. It's definitely one of the most... I think if you have a 3DS, you definitely need to try this game.
It's one of the most playable games. Like,
definitely.
I picked it up without playing Monster Hunter 3, like, not knowing anything really of the series. Like, I watched a lot of videos on it, because getting used to the series is kind of difficult. Like, getting used to the controls or with the way the game works. But a lot of videos on YouTube will help you get through that.
Definitely. There are some fantastic tutorials on various weapons and how they work, and definitely even introductions to how missions even work.
Yeah,
also,
Curry, you should get it.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's try it. Yeah.
But moving on from Monster Hunter news to Lego news. Lego's Dimension was announced. Curry, do you know what Skylanders are?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you know what amiibos are?
I want to say yes, but no.
Do you know what Disney Infinity is?
Yes.
Okay, well, this is Disney Infinity, but Lego.
But with Lego, okay. So you buy a Lego, and if you buy that Lego, you get to use that Lego character or something?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. In Lego Destiny, or what the fuck is it called again? Dimensions.
Lego
Destiny. Lego Destiny. Fucking
fantastic game.
Yeah, Lego Dimensions is basically a big game that will feature various rights, I guess, from various Lego products. Because from what we could see from the trailer, we got obviously the Lego movie product, Lord of the Rings, Batman, and one interesting one that I can't wait to see is Back to the Future. Apparently he's there too.
Yeah, I don't know how Lego acquired like every single right for every single movie ever.
I know, like that's insane. People are even saying that some of the other products that Lego owns will probably show up, as SpongeBob, maybe even Minecraft, which is just weird. But yeah, basically the idea here is that you buy the game and you basically get a game, and you also get basically a little portal that you have to make, and you go and buy the toys, and you bring them, and you create the toys in however way you want, and apparently the device will read the way that you made the toy and basically put it in the game. So it's a much more advanced version of Amiibos, and
it's a Lego game that everyone would have wanted.
yeah, exactly. It's a Lego game that it's basically the essential Lego game. Like I know a bunch of people who've played Lego games and are like, I like this game, but at the same time I wish I could just build everything like in real life. Well, now you can. You can have all the stress of building things in real life.
Sometimes.
So that's what this game is. There really isn't that much more about it. Just about that.
Yeah, they just had the announced trailer.
With Joel McHale, the most interesting person in the world. But that's about it. And let's move on to something very interesting, and weirdly enough, as we're recording this, is already released.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
It's kind of irrelevant for this article right now, but
we'll talk about it.
Yeah. GTA 5 was released on PC, and it looks a crap ton better than the consoles.
Definitely. It looks like... It looked like, you know how you see the Mona Lisa, like copies of it?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't compare to the real Mona Lisa.
Oh, no.
Like, GTA 5 on the PC is a fucking amazing looking game. And some interesting facts here. If you buy the physical version of the game, it comes with 7 discs.
Yeah. And if you download
box.
it's 59 gigs,
So,
and
yeah.
then decompresses into 89.
Oh, gosh.
So basically, don't get this game on PC unless you know your PC can take it.
Oh, yeah.
Take a fucking beating around the back.
So yeah, GTA. Basically, this trailer kind of shows you what 60 frames per second.
And guaranteed you can go on Twitch or any other YouTube video,
and it will show you the badassness that is this.
Oh, yeah.
PC.
But
And,
yeah, it looks beautiful. I don't know if it'll support modding, but it should.
I'm probably
Oh,
sure
yeah.
it will. You know what? We're just gonna go super fast here with this, but alongside GTA being released today, some other games that we mentioned before have been released today as well. For instance,
Mortal
Kombat 10 has finally was released. Various people are playing it at the moment. It looks fantastic.
Kind of a bad marketing move. Who the fuck releases their shit?
Neo.
It was kind of a bad part on Mortal Kombat's part, releasing it on the same day as GTA 5 PC.
Definitely.
Because it was kind of overshadowed with the hype.
Yeah. I see more people playing GTA 5 than playing Mortal Kombat at the moment.
My friend's friend who worked at GameStop had to work the midnight release for Mortal Kombat. They looked outside for the lineup. It was 11 people.
Shit.
Oh, man.
That sucks. That looks like a really good game. And I've been hearing some really
and it is a
good
really
stuff.
good game, but like it was just so overshadowed by people.
Yeah, that's bad marketing.
GTA 5.
That was a pretty bad
Yeah.
PR move.
Do never listen. Anybody who wants to make a game, let me give you some coordinate rules here. Never release when a GTA game comes out. Never release when a Super Smash Brothers game comes out. Never release when a Kingdom Hearts game comes out.
Never release when another game comes out.
Yeah, basically. Just don't do any of those things because guess what? Your game will not get the proper sales it deserves.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But yeah, that's happening, and let's move on to Songs of Horror. Songs of Horror is a fun, interesting game that has permadeath, which is a term rarely used in horror games. Permadeath is basically when you play as one character and they die forever. So basically, if you've ever played Fire Emblem, it's just plain Fire Emblem, but a survival horror game. I found this really funny because, not funny, but very interesting because I think that the concept of having your characters die as a result of your mistake is a very interesting thing in horror games.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, when you look back,
you really feel that.
Right?
It really does push the pressure, and you really do feel the intensity of like what's going on around you. Like, okay, this is serious because 2 of my guys just died, and like I gotta make sure that I figure out what the hell's going on because those guys aren't gonna help me anymore. Like their routes are gone. So yeah, it's a very interesting game. I can't wait to play it because I want to see how that feels, that feeling. And I hope that other survival horror games take this into account, or at least ideas like this into account, because the idea of trying to put yourself in the shoes of the person you're controlling in a horror game is essential. And being able to recreate that kind of tone and kind of idea is very difficult. But RPGs have been able to do it for years, so I think survival horror games can take a page out of that book.
Yeah.
But let's move on to some more Monster Hunter news. Shit. I should have put all these Monster Hunter news all together.
Probably. This is more not, at least the first one is not necessarily for us yet.
Yes. This is Monster Hunter Online PC beta has been a trailer, and it's basically just Monster Hunter Online. And the trailer itself shows a lot of monsters that are in Monster Hunter 4.
Yeah.
And it visually looks amazing. HD, 1080p, it looks fantastic. 60 frames per second. This is basically what Monster Hunter would look like on your PS. This is basically what pristine Monster Hunter looks like. And it will be open to the public, which is awesome. I think the idea of making this online would be fun.
Yeah. Only problem is one thing, it's free to play, which is good, but it's aimed at the Chinese market.
Yes,
which
that's the definite problem.
They still have not decided as to whether it's going to be released
worldwide
in the West.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but I mean at the same time, I would love an online free-to-play Monster Hunter game.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a little pay to play, but it's not pay to win. So
yeah,
because you can have the best equipment in Monster Hunter game, but if you're stupid, you're gonna fucking die, like in Dark Souls.
Definitely, Monster Hunter. For anyone who doesn't know what Monster Hunter is basically boss battles. Like every fight is just a boss battle. So keep that in mind. But this trailer looked amazing, and hopefully it does come to the West. I think any Monster Hunter fan would be excited to be able to play something like this. Personally, I fucking want to. I just want to play online. I just want to play HD Monster Hunter. But let's move on to some more Monster Hunter news.
Yeah, just the April DLC pack that just released.
Definitely. The DLC pack was more or less a little lackluster this time around. I was really hoping for the Animal Crossing DLC to show up.
Yeah, it's...
But we've got to wait. This is kind of just for people who didn't get the starter pack at the beginning.
Yeah, and, but it's good, but like the thing with this is that the thing with Capcom's DLC, at least for Monster Hunter, is that it's all free.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Is that it's all free, and it's got everything that is needed. There's various quests that you can go on for new equipment, cool new equipment, interesting fan-made stuff, and various DLCs that we've seen before with various trailers. In this April DLC, you can get a 4 Palico costumes,
you
actually.
can get the Mario and Luigi one. You can
And
get
the
the
Sonic.
one.
And there's
And
actually this is like
another one.
very laid-back looking costume, which is a rare 5, I believe. It's very strong, so
There's a lot of fan stuff. Like they're doing
there's
fan T-shirts,
fan
in-game,
contests,
yeah.
and the fan club quest as well. Very interesting. So, you know, if you have Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, definitely go get it. Just go talk to your go talk to the online guy. Go to the downloadable content and just download all of it. And yeah, there you go. And you know, if you are not a high rank just yet,
there's still some stuff you can get
online. You can still get some stuff in the low rank stuff, and if you download it now, you can still get it later when you finally do become a high rank.
Yeah.
So everything's good in the neighborhood, and Monster Hunter is awesome. So let's move on from there. Finally, finally, no more Monster Hunter news, but still very sad news, unfortunately. Nintendo's partner, Dena, or Dena, who is their partner at creating their smartphone games, which they announced a couple months ago, laid off quite a bit of people in the North American staff.
Yeah, it's because you're dumb.
Because they're dumb.
Yeah, straight up. But like, I can understand with layoffs in the West because it's a lot more expensive.
Definitely.
Like, you know, you have to pay over the minimum wage or whatever, or usually around $12 an hour if you're doing it for, like, you know, call centers or
maybe you just hired far too many people and now you gotta lower down
that's true as well. They overhired and are just saying, I don't need this much.
And it's sad because these people obviously, but at the same time, it's understandable. At least they actually like gave a statement and gave proper reason to it, more or less. Some companies, some very big companies have been just laying people off for no fucking reason.
I'll be right back, guys.
Kirby's gone, everybody. He's gone to follow his dream to stalk Bella Thorne. It is happening.
Look at the ass.
At the ass. But yeah, I mean, all layoffs are sad. Some, you know, more than others, but you know, it happens. And DNA, holy shit, DNA, T-E-N-A. I don't know how to say the fucking name.
Yeah, it's probably DNA. It's just the E is
silent. Stated that this will have no effect on their newest partnership and the work that they're doing for them. So, you know, if you were worried about, you know, this affecting the, you know, new smartphone department of Nintendo, it doesn't. Don't worry about it. And all projects that they are working on at the moment are still working.
Yeah.
So, speaking of smartphone stuff, let's move on.
Mine's old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is mine. Fantasy
I
Life
remember that.
2 is not coming to the Nintendo 3DS. The recently, I think it was this year actually. This year and last year, Fantasy Life was released to a great amount of fans enjoyed the game on the Nintendo 3DS. But unfortunately, the sequel will not be coming to the 3DS, but in fact will be going to smartphone devices. And the reason for this is a very stupid one. They want to basically hit the adult market.
Yep.
But why? Your entire game is kiddish. Like Fantasy Life. I would say the Fantasy Life actually looks a lot like Monster Hunter Story. got that kiddish, like
Mm.
kid-like aesthetic. It's very bright, vibrant, and the entirety of the game is basically an RPG with various jobs. It's basically a very dumbed down version of Bravely Default with some interesting online capabilities and stuff like that. It's very, from what I've heard, I haven't played it myself, but a lot of people have said that it's very fun, and it's a very interesting kind of like all over the place kind of RPG. So
Yeah, it looks very Harvest Moony.
yeah, you know, the point of the whole game, or the big aesthetic, is that like there are various jobs that you can do. So basically, everybody always plays a different, like everybody has a chance to play something different, and a lot of the times you can go off and you can do that other job that you find interesting. Like there's always a new kind of game that you can play with it. And so yeah, I don't know why this company the sequel will now be going only to smartphones. Like, why not do both? Why not have a smartphone version and a 3DS version? I mean, I really see no reason for doing that. But apparently their only reason, and the dumbest reason so far, has been, well, we want adults to play the game, and that's it.
Yep. Stupid.
It's very stupid. But no fear, the 3DS is not one without games, especially with the fact that Unity games can now be played on the new Nintendo 3DS. A new Unity engine has been produced to be able to play some Unity games on the Nintendo 3DS. You know what this means, guys? Slender on the Nintendo 3DS. Yay!
Yay.
I'm sure there's some good Unity games that we're not talking about, but so far that's the only one I could think of.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Unity games out there, a lot of indie stuff, and if it's
So-
coming to 3DS, it'll just make it that much more easy for indie devs
To do some cool shit, yeah.
cross over the stuff. Plus, if they're delving into the mobile gaming concept with Nintendo, it's going to be a nice change. With
Definitely.
fun stuff,
Like
so.
it's good to do that because now they can now they can show the difference between, you know, the mobile market and the Nintendo 3DS. It's handheld. Like, oh, the mobile market's got all these little mini games, all these cutesy stuff, but over here on the 3DS we got the Unity engine, and we got.
And they'll
various
make a
other stuff.
shitload more money because the mobile gaming market is, you know, huge, and the indie gaming market, like,
Is blowing up
you
huge
sell
now.
a small indie game for $2, and the indie game developer gets $1, and it's no extra cost to Nintendo because they don't have to do production or anything. They just put it on their server, and it's just the money cash basically.
Yeah, so Nintendo's basically fucking swimming in a gravy train. Like, Nintendo, you don't know how good you have it at the moment, but believe us, you are fucking rich as hell.
Yeah.
Iwata's just like, where's all this money coming from?
What do I do with all these extra dollar bills?
I guess I'll just clean. I guess I'll just wipe my face with them. But yeah, I'm fairly excited to see what Unity games and indie game devs do. And in case there was any confusion, this new system only works with the new Nintendo 3DS. So anyone with the old one will not be able to have any of the games that will show up. So, you know, this answers the question on what was the next new Nintendo 3DS exclusive games, you know. Which reminds me, another game that just came out, fucking Xenoblade
Chronicles.
the 3DS. No, it wasn't Chronicles. Chronicles
I'm
is the
playing.
Wii U one. Xenoblade for the 3DS, the Wii one, the remake. I don't know. I played the Wii one. I never finished it. It was really hard. But I'm really feeling it.
I'm really feeling it.
Really feeling it.
Bro.
So, with all of this, oh well, that's creepy. But not as creepy as the extra chapter on Corpse Party for the 3DS. Oh, that segue was awesome. But yes, our last news segment, and probably the smallest, to be honest, out of all of these. Corpse Party 3DS the creator of Corpse Party, the amazing writer that he or she is, I absolutely don't know who it is, is adding some extra chapters to the first game. Some chapters that we've never seen before that will open the game to a more creepy and interesting take. I'm looking forward to it. TB?
Huh?
Corpse Party?
Oh yeah, Corpse Party, yeah. I am excited for this.
Yeah.
And Karan does
I
not
kind of
know.
spaced out.
TV is tired, so am I, so is Curry, and you know,
Curry
That's-
is drugs, so
Curry is drunk.
Yeah,
Drunk off
gonna
of
be
Bella
honest,
Thorne's
these meds
ass.
kind of kicked in. These meds kind of kicked in like 30 minutes ago, so yeah, not gonna lie.
Yeah, so with that being said, let's move on to the last thing of the hour, the recommendations. And let's start it off with the sleepyhead himself, Curry-san Curry. What do you recommend, Curry?
Have I recommended Yu Yu Hakusho yet? Because
No.
I don't remember doing that. You guys should
Maybe.
watch that. HD Yu Yu Hakusho. You can get it on Blu-ray, and it's 1080p, and it's beautimous.
Who's releasing that, Curry? Is it Funimation?
Funimation, with their amazing voice acting. Really good voice acting in the series.
like 5 good.
Like 5 out of 5.
They're like
good.
5 out of 5 good.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like Earth the Toddler bitch good.
Yeah.
Any video games to recommend, Sleepyhead?
Video games. GTA
Yeah,
5
some-
for PC.
Holy shit, Curry.
I know.
Do you think their PCs can take it?
Mine can't.
But
Maybe yours can. Exactly.
That's awesome. TV, how about you? Got any shit to recommend?
Well, I figured out that one movie that I thought of at the start. It's Chronicle.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Like the tip of my tongue, Chronicle.
Yeah, I thought it was like Convergence or something. No, it's Chronicle. Yeah, 3 kids get psychic powers. Shit ensues. It's filmed kind of like Paranormal Activity,
Would
but
you say
better.
they shit in shoes?
What? Shit ensues.
Oh.
Curry
Like
thinks
shit happens.
yeah,
Oh.
shit ensues, Curry, not shit in shoes.
Yeah,
Because,
don't
like,
shit in shoes.
Don't shit in
less than a
shoes.
day.
TB is not
I
recommending
don't-
shit in shoes.
Yeah,
So these
Stamp of
kids
approval,
with psychic powers shit in shoes. Okay, that's
yeah,
that's cool.
but they learn how to fly and shit. It's cool, but good movie. Another, I guess the game that I recommend. What game did I play recently? I haven't played video. Yeah. It's a good game. Well, considering the fact that I'll probably be playing it, I'll probably play Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
recommend that game because Mortal Kombat games are good
they are good.
and
They are
gory
very
as
good.
shit. Yeah,
You know, they're very good.
good job, Curry.
And-
You reinstated
and,
that fact really well.
Like, you know, Tiny.
I
TV.
like Casey Jones. I
TV.
think she looks super sexy.
I have to tell you something, TV.
Okay, hi.
It's a very good game.
Good job, Curry.
I don't know what the fuck's happening, but apparently Curry
10 out of
is-
10. You want a cookie?
Episode 2, everyone. Episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Curry's dead inside.
Yeah, he's dying. We gotta wrap this up quick.
Yeah, all right. I'll just
what
get
about
my-
what about you, SD? What are your
Oh.
recommendations?
Pretty old mate. Well then, for I think I've already said it, but I recommend Daredevil on Netflix. It's a fantastic series. It's really well done. It's definitely what I hope an R-rated Marvel series could be. And you know, Charlie Cox as Daredevil. He's a fantastic character. He's a fantastic everything. So yeah, just that. And then
Beautiful.
thank you. I try. And for video games, I have a strange one that I have to recommend here. Lakeview Cabin Collections, which is a game that I will be playing on a Let's Play soon. It's a very fun and weird game. If any of you guys want to play it, want to buy it on Steam, go get it. But if you want to see what it's like, go look up Lakeview Cabin, and you will find a game that's a flash game, and you'll be able to play it. And it's very weird. It's a very strange game full of nudity and craziness. It's pretty much just like a video game version of old 80s slasher films. So if you're a fan of old 80s slasher films like I am, this is definitely the game for you, and that's Lakeview Cabin Collection. Go get it. Go get it now. Go get all of these things. Watch and go get it.
If I could recommend one more game.
Okay.
Duck Dynasty. I'm still playing.
Duck Dynasty, PS4, Xbox.
Duck Dynasty, guys. You got the ducks. The Dynasty shit. You get the ducks.
I assume if you wear a Duck Dynasty like shirt or have a Duck Dynasty hat, we just assume racist shit will come out of your mouth at some point.
Yeah, Curry, you're so white.
You're so white, Curry.
I'm so white.
You're white on rice.
Oh, god damn it. Then.
Man. So yeah, those are my recommendations, and that's it for the podcast. But Curry has to go back to sleep and dream of Bella Thorne, and I have to go to sleep and dream of Monster Hunter, and TV has to go to sleep.
I'm dreaming about butts. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Before we end this, let's
let's
deal with this situation right now. I'm going to deal with this situation. Boobs versus butts. TB, boobs or butts?
Milano butts.
Oh.
Thank you.
Curry, boobs or butts?
Butts. Yeah.
Fuck. I'm boobs.
You lose. SD, you lose.
I know, I lost 2-1. I'm hanging out with a bunch of ass men.
But butts are beautiful.
I'm not saying that they're not. I just like boobs more.
They're like soft and and pillow-like.
Way to make a case.
And awesome and grabbable. Well, actually, both of these are, but but butts, man. Yeah.
Well, that was Curry's big
I'm half
spiel
awake.
on ass man. Yeah, all right. Well, bye everybody.
I feel like that age, you know what I'm saying? That age.
Say goodbye, Curry.
Bye, Curry.
Fuck you, Curry. Bye. This podcast is stupid.